Chapter 5, Traders to Rulers. Part 1, The English East India Company's Arrival and Establishment. Hello students. Welcome to Chapter 5, where we'll explore one of the most remarkable transformations in history, how a trading company from England became the ruler of India. The English East India Company came to India to buy spices and textiles, but gradually they conquered the entire country. Understanding this transformation helps us see how India lost its independence and came under foreign rule for nearly 200 years. Formation of the English East India Company. In the late 16th century, European countries were competing to trade with India and other Asian lands. The Portuguese had already established trading posts in India. The Dutch were also active in Asian trade. England didn't want to be left behind in this profitable business. On December 31st, 1600, Queen Elizabeth I of England granted a charter to a group of English merchants. A charter is a formal document by the ruler of a country guaranteeing certain rights to subjects or a company. This charter gave these merchants exclusive rights to trade with the East Indies. Thus, the English East India Company was born. Initially, it was just a trading organization focused on making profits from buying Indian goods and selling them in Europe. Early establishment in India. In 1615, Sir Thomas Roe, an Englishman, met Mughal Emperor Jahangir at his court. Roe was a skilled diplomat who impressed the emperor. He obtained a farman, an imperial order, from Jahangir allowing the English to establish a factory at Surat. In those days, factories didn't mean manufacturing units as they do today. Factories meant trading centers where goods were bought, stored, and shipped. The staff working in these factories were called factors. From the very beginning, English traders tried to combine trade with diplomacy. They understood that good relations with Indian rulers were essential for profitable trade. The English gradually established factories at several important locations: Surat, Agra, Ahmedabad, Broch, Hooghly, Masulipatam, and Madras. They opened their first factory in southern India at Masulipatam in 1639. In 1640, they established a factory at Hooghly in Bengal. Expansion to Bombay and Calcutta. In 1668, the English East India Company acquired Bombay due to a marriage. When the English King Charles II married Catherine of Braganza, a Portuguese princess, Bombay came to England as part of her dowry. The king gave Bombay to the East India Company. This gave the company an excellent harbour on India's western coast. In 1680, the British purchased 3 villages, Sutnati, Govindpur, and Kalikta, in Bengal. These villages were developed to form the city of Calcutta, now known as Kolkata. The company built Fort William in Calcutta as their headquarters. For many years, Calcutta remained the center of English East India Company's power in India. Why India attracted European traders? Why were Europeans so eager to trade with India? India was famous for its textiles, beautiful cotton and silk fabrics that were highly valued in Europe. Indian spices like pepper, cardamom, and cinnamon were extremely expensive in Europe. Indigo, used for dyeing cloth blue, was another valuable product. India also produced sugar, saltpeter used in gunpowder, and many other goods. Trading with India was extremely profitable. Goods bought cheaply in India could be sold in Europe for many times their purchase price. This potential for enormous profits motivated European companies to establish and maintain trading posts in India despite the dangers of long sea voyages. French competition in India. The English weren't the only Europeans trading in India. The French also established the French East India Company in 1664. The French set up their headquarters at Pondicherry on the southeastern coast. Like the English, the French initially came as traders. However, both companies soon became rivals, competing for trading privileges and influence with Indian rulers. From trade to political involvement. Initially, both English and French companies focused purely on trade. They needed permission from local Indian rulers to establish factories and trade. They paid taxes to these rulers and followed their regulations. However, gradually these trading companies became politically involved in Indian affairs. As the Mughal Empire weakened during the 18th century, provincial governors and local rulers became more independent. They often fought among themselves. The European companies saw opportunities in this political instability. They began making alliances with Indian rulers, offering military support in exchange for trading privileges. The companies maintained their own small armies, originally meant to protect their factories and goods. But these armies could also be used to support friendly rulers or pressure unfriendly ones. Slowly, the trading companies were transforming into political and military powers. The stage for Anglo-French rivalry. By the early 18th century, both English and French companies were well established in India with multiple trading posts. Both were profitable and growing. However, their interests increasingly conflicted. They competed for the same trading privileges, supported rival Indian rulers, and tried to limit each other's influence. This rivalry would soon explode into open warfare. The wars between the English and French companies in India are known as the Carnatic Wars, named after the Carnatic region in southern India where most battles occurred. These wars would determine which European power would dominate India. The French cherished the ambition of building a French empire in India. But this ambition was challenged by the English, who had similar imperial dreams. This led to three Carnatic Wars fought between 1744 and 1763. We'll explore these wars and their consequences in the next part. Conclusion of Part 1. The English East India Company arrived in India in 1600 as traders. They established factories at strategic locations with permission from Mughal emperors and local rulers. They acquired Bombay and developed Calcutta as major centers. French competition created rivalry that would lead to warfare. The stage was set for the transformation from traders to political powers.